This is Rob Utter, living with epilepsy.
And he's not unbuttoning his shirt to look sexy for you. He's going to demonstrate some neurostimulators, and the first one he's going to start with is his own. But I tell you, in lieu of sexy, epilepsy never looks so sexy.
Yeah, unfortunately there's this really bad bruise over top of this VNS right here. I was in a car wreck 7 days ago and was hit with both the driver's side and the passenger side airbags. Yeah, there was some...
Yeah, they turned him into a pinball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never took such a beating.
Now.
But anyway. Okay, I got somebody running off with my papers here.
Cheese. Well, you start with yours.
Yeah.
Your VNS.
It's called VNS, Vagal Nerve Stimulator. There's a pacemaker right here. It runs up into my neck with some...
the vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve with some leads. And it's pushed up with some high voltage shocks that go up into my brain every 60 seconds. I do not feel this.
Now, in the event of a seizure.
Now, in the event of a seizure, there's a little magnet. I do not have it again. But anyway, in the event of a seizure, there's a little magnet that is swiped over top of this little pacemaker every 60 seconds until my seizures stop. And I do not feel anything from the shocks that are sent from the pacemaker.
What happens?
As these swipes are done every 60 seconds, higher voltage shock is sent to my brain.
Okay, now, your neurologist, or the neurosurgeon who implanted that in your body, told you to constantly swipe it and get used to it. Now, what happens when that magnet is swiped and you are conscious?
When I am conscious and the magnet is swiped over top of the pacemaker, it feels like somebody just ran up to me and kicked me right square in my testicle.
Hold on, we have a 3-year-old who wants attention. Okay, I got your hand that you dyed blue. Okay, I got a picture. See? Okay. Anyway, now you are a DV survivor. So, how did your ex-wife use your VNS against you as a weapon?
My ex-wife would get very mad at me for whatever her reason would be. She would run up to me, swipe that magnet across my chest, make me fall down to my knees, and then she would run up to me and she would continuously kick me in my crotch.
I've seen her kick you in the head and punch.
She would punch me or, you know, kick me in the head, whatever. She would do whatever she would to be, you know, very physically abusive.
Okay, so be mindful of that if you happen to live with an untrustworthy person. Let's get to the other devices available.
Okay, there's another device. It is called an RNS, which is a responsive neurostimulation. It has a neurostimulator seated.
Yeah, it's seated into the brain.
Seated in the skull with lead wires with electrodes implanted at 1 or 2 seizure
Hold on.
Producing sites.
Do that again.
It has the wire leads that are implanted in 1 or 2 spots in the skull. Now my seizure spot is right here in the left temporal lobe, but that can be safely removed with surgery. So there's no reason for me to have this put in my brain. So
Okay, now where is the pacemaker for the RNS?
the pacemaker for the RNS is it's in your brain.
Yeah, so there's no magnet to swipe.
There's no
What does it do?
It stores recordings. Excuse me.
9, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7.
The recordings and brainwaves and data about seizure activity over long periods of time. And RNS patients can transfer data on the device to a seizure platform accessed by their provider.
Okay,
so that's the RNS. Okay, let's talk about the DBS.
That's Leslie.
Ah.
That's Leslie.
DBS is deep brain stimulation. Treats uncontrolled focal seizures with meds alone.
When meds alone.
When meds alone don't work. DBS is an option when seizures are not able to be controlled by other types of surgery. The DBS delivers shocks in a cycle instead of immediate response to seizures.
Okay, now demonstrate on yourself how a DBS is done.
Okay, the DBS, they put the 2 electrodes right here in the front of your brain, and then they run the wires all down through your neck, right through here, all the way down into your chest.
No. It's actually almost the same as the VNS.
Well, right in here.
And the location of it is in the exact spot of the VNS.
Right here.
Okay. Well, we were trying to educate and inform. It's all right. But anyway, this is to educate everyone. Rob was vaguely familiar with the VNS and RNS. He was an expert at VNS, and he was vaguely familiar with RNS and DBS. So that's why he had to read to y'all from a script.
I think literally the first time I've actually heard about this. RNS and DBS.
Well, you're in a group that has all 3.
Well, thank
but
God
anyway, there are options, and I wanted to educate any know-it-all EMTs that, would think that they know everything. And are any of those pacemakers implanted by a cardiologist?
No. None of these pacemakers are put in your freaking body by a cardiologist. My one pacemaker here, this was put in by a neurologist.
Neurosurgeon.
A neurosurgeon. None of this was touched by a cardiologist.
And doesn't need to be.
I do not have any kind of heart problems. So no paramedic needs to come up to me and say anything about I need to make appointments with a cardiologist, because there's nothing wrong with my freaking heart.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to close.
This has been Rob Utter, living with epilepsy. Thank you to all my patrons, followers, and subscribers.
And patrons on Patreon.
And patrons on Patreon. And I thank you all for joining me tonight, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great night.
All right.